Ever wonder what it would be like to lift enemies into the air, rendering them useless, and then blow a hole in the side of their head? Well, if so, we've got the legendary for you. Hey there friends, it's Livid here, back for another Outriders video. And today we're checking out the Aerie Master, a legendary pump action shotgun with a tier 3 mod you don't want to miss. One of the first truly ornate weapons we've seen, the Aerie Master looks like a weapon from a forgotten era, one that prizes wealth and status above all else. A far departure from the fleshy, bony guns we've discussed before, the Aerie Master is a cut above. But don't let that shiny polish fool you. This weapon is truly a master of death. Legendaries are elusive weapons that typically represent the pinnacle of firepower and performance. Sadly, there is no real rhyme or reason to getting a legendary. You can get one randomly at any time. But if you're on the hunt and want to learn the most efficient way to farm, check out any of these 3 videos we already have on the channel. Now, this Aerie Master here dropped for our friend Undead, a good friend of the channel who went out of his way to help us record some footage. Undead is another content creator out here grinding, so if you have some time and want to watch a fellow creator take on the game, give him a follow on Twitch, sub to him on YouTube, and throw him a follow on Twitter. If you're interested in helping us out in the future and know how to record your gameplay, shoot us an email at legacygamingus@gmail.com. It's a great way to share your tips, tricks, farm methods, and anything else you think we should make a video on. As always, we have to start with the mods, because that's really what makes these legendary weapons unique. The Aerie Master features a tier 3 weightless mod, something truly unique to Outriders. This mod gives every shot a time rift effect, lifting them into the air for 5 seconds and rendering them absolutely helpless. Talk about some insane utility. You could take almost any enemy out of the equation with just one pull of the trigger. Another fun fact, this is also a built-in Trickster ability later in the game, so this sort of effect might just get amplified from armor mods later in the game that affect time rift. What's so beautiful about this effect is that there doesn't really seem to be any diminishing returns, and if you want to keep a particularly nasty enemy out of the fight long term, you can do that by chaining together attacks. Now, being a pump action shotgun, you're not going to be able to cover an entire field with floating bodies. But just imagine dismantling this gun and getting access to that effect on, say, a light machine gun. That, my friends, is a game changer. The second mod on this weapon is Critical Point, a rather bland mod that just increases the chance of scoring a critical hit by 15%. There's nothing wrong with this mod, but there's no synergy here. Crits have nothing to do with the time rift effect. But I suppose if an enemy is hovering in the air, that extra bit of crit chance will help you kill them just a bit faster. You'll notice that the Aerie Master is a single shot weapon in its breach variation. Now, up until now, we've only talked about standard variation weapons. If we compare the stats to the Golem's Limb pump action shotgun, you'll see that the breach variation changes up quite a bit. You're getting 3 rounds per magazine, a faster rate of fire, higher baseline damage, and a faster reload speed, but a lower crit multiplier. We haven't talked much about variation on the channel, but rest assured, once the crafting system gets fully implemented into the full game, we'll be able to discuss it in much greater detail. Levitating enemies and killing them with a quick burst from this hand cannon is about as fun as it sounds. The Aerie Master is an incredibly powerful weapon that not only can restrict an enemy's ability to fight back, but also just wipe them out from a fight. The only real drawback is the variation, which is limiting. This is the first time we've seen the breach variation on a shotgun, and that 3-clip magazine definitely limits things. While the benefits of doing more damage faster is nice, I think in this case it's limiting the potential of this weapon. You also have to consider boss encounters, and it does look like the team put some restrictions on the Limitless mod in that situation. As you can see, you're not able to chain the effect together, which drastically reduces the viability of this weapon in those types of encounters. Nevertheless, the Aerie Master is still a wildly effective weapon, and like I said before, just being able to bank that Limitless mod and put it on a weapon with more ammo is a game changer in and of itself. We've seen some individuals in the community do some incredible damage with this weapon, but I think this is one of those fun to use, not always practical weapons that occupies an interesting space in the genre. Yes, it packs a punch, but in a pinch, you may find that a more reliable choice is more practical. Don't forget, a high point of these legendary weapons, and frankly all weapons in the game, is the ability to rip these mods off and slap them onto other weapons however you see fit, where they just might function better. To show you all just how fun this weapon is, we wanted to leave you with a short gameplay clip. Seriously, count how many times enemies get lifted into the air. It's an absolute riot. So as you can see, every gun in Outriders has its place. And while the Aerie Master may not be your everyday weapon of choice, there's nothing stopping it from being an absolute blast to use. We hope you all are enjoying your Outriders demo experience. We're having a blast covering the game, and can't wait to keep creating videos when Outriders releases on April 1st. If you want to follow along with our adventures on Enoch, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free for you, and it really does help us out a ton. My name is Livid, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.